Hi everyone, welcome back to Your Coffee Break with Chinese Pod. I'm Alice.
Hi everyone, I'm Josh. 欢迎回到中文播客。
In today's lesson, you will learn some useful Chinese language techniques. You'll learn to understand ways of gentility, which is often seen in the Chinese work environment.
中国人不喜欢说话说得太直接，所以当我们要说让别人觉得不舒服的事，或是不好的消息时，我们会说得比较不清楚。所以今天我们要聊聊几个能在工作时用的说话技巧。我们开始吧。
A common language technique that is used in Chinese is to speak in less statement form. This way, a situation is less fixed or definitive. Speaking in this language technique also adds a level of politeness to our speech. Let's take a look at the following example using the words 可能。
这个时间没有空的会议室。
So in statement form, it would be, the meeting room is not available at this time.
现在我们加上可能，所以句子是这个时间可能没有空的会议室。
So if we use the words 可能, which can be translated as probably, then the sentence can become, the meeting room is probably not available at this time. This sentence can have two different meanings. The first meaning is that there's a possibility that the meeting room is not available. The second is to add a level of politeness. So to say, the meeting room is probably not available. It actually isn't available, but you're saying probably to make it sound more polite.
没错，比如说老板说待会儿要开会，但是我要告诉老板，这个时间没有空的会议室了，因为我不想要说话说得太直接，所以我说，老板，这个时间可能没有空的会议室了。
So for example, if you'd like to tell your boss that the meeting room is not available, but you'd like to come across more politely, this is very common in Chinese culture. You would then say, the meeting room is probably not available, rather than saying, the meeting room is not available.
没错。
So we have used 可能 to make a situation less fixed or polite. How about if we place it into a positive context?
所以是这个时间可能有空的会议室，意思是可能有，可能没有。
So placed in a positive context, it simply becomes a fact of doubt rather than having the effect of politeness.
没错。
Let's focus on negative phrases to better understand the Chinese language techniques. So we've mentioned that we can use certain words to help a situation become less fixed or more polite. Besides using the words 可能, there are other words we can use interchangeably to mean the same thing.
是啊，除了可能以外，我们也可以说大概，
大概 also would mean probably.
还有也许，
也许 is maybe.
好像，
好像 is likely.
还有恐怕。
可怕 is, I'm afraid something is not as it seems. Let's see how we can use the following words to indirectly bring your boss bad news.
我们来看看第一个词，大概。老板要我跟他报告今年的业绩走向。
So for example, if your boss would like you to report on this year's sales projection.
所以我说，今年的景气不好，业绩大概上不去了。
So the sales numbers probably won't go up due to this year's recession.
我们再来看看这个词，也许。老板昨天给我一个计划，但是我手上太多事情了。
So if your boss gives you a project, but you have too much on your hands.
所以我告诉老板，老板，这个计划太赶了，我们也许没办法在下个月前组好一个团队。
Then you might say, I'm afraid I might not be able to build a team by next month. We've used the words 可能, 大概, and 也许. Let's use 好像.
比如说，老板问我，这个计划的进度到哪儿了？
For example, if your boss asks you how far you are with your project.
我告诉老板， 因为成本太高了，所以这个计划好像行不通。
So you might say, due to the costs, this project might not be able to proceed.
最后，我们用恐怕来造一个句子。这个活动我计划了3个月，但是最近台风要来了。
So for example, if you've been planning an event for 3 months, but there's a typhoon approaching.
所以我告诉老板，我们恐怕要取消这个活动了。
Then you might tell your boss, I'm afraid we might have to cancel. In today's lesson, we learned some Chinese language techniques to make a statement or a situation sound less direct, more polite, or unfixed.
没错。
For example, so Josh, are you available for lunch?
我好像可能恐怕没空。
Are you available or not?
我没空。
Okay, fine. Okay, well, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed your coffee break with us.
如果有什么问题，欢迎你们在下面留言，我们很快就会回答你的。我是 Josh，
I'm Alice.
我们下次见。
Bye-bye.
Chinese pod.